I was named after a bread song from the 70s called Aubrey. It's like, and Aubrey was her name, a not so very ordinary girl or name, but just the same. I think I'm the only Aubrey Plaza that exists in the entire world. I've looked it up. But I did find out that my name means ruler of the elves. If you look it up in a baby book, it's a man's name, and it means king of the elves, so. In the same week, I got cast in Funny People, Parks and Recreation, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I had all of those meetings in 1 week, and I ended up getting all 3 parts, so my whole life kind of just changed overnight. I was unemployed. I was living in Queens. I had just recently been fired from my last waitressing job. I was an amazing waitress, but I just had a policy at the time where I just decided to have no loyalty to any establishment. And if they prevented me from auditioning or from following my dreams, then I would just quit right on the spot. That's not sustainable in the restaurant industry, is what I was told. But, yeah. I was a nerd dream girl.
Yes.
The dream girl of all the nerds. I was like a comic book anime
Yeah, you were like
freak.
a comic book.
I mean, I was wearing glasses.
Girl.
I wore glasses in Funny People, so maybe I became like a
You were pretty much,
nerd dream icon. My favorite movie. Well, A Star is Born is probably one of my all-time favorite movies.
The Barbra Streisand?
The Judy Garland version.
The Judy Garland.
I was very obsessed with Judy Garland growing up, so I named my dog after her. Judy Garland's real name is Frances Ethel Gum, and my dog's name is Frances, but I call her Frankie. I was always a strange child. Like, I remember when Casper came out, all my friends were obsessed with Devon Sawa, and they had a crush on him, but I always had a crush on Bill Pullman, who played the dad. I was always into the dads. Don't ask me why. John Hurt in Home Alone. Again, the dad. Dennis Quaid in The Parent Trap. I mean, I could go on. Well, I read the script for Legion, and I just thought the script was really wild and out there. I thought I was meeting to play the female lead of the show. He offered me the part of Lenny Busker, which in the pilot was written for a middle-aged man. And I was like, oh, the middle-aged drug addict in the mental institution? Lenny really becomes the villain of the show. I thought, well, that sounds really interesting, and I would like to do that. Yeah, it's really fun to have superpowers. In the first season, I had many powers. I could just kill people just by like going like that. People would just disintegrate. That was a good feeling. Well, I would come up with like different, I would just go like that and someone would just explode. And, I thought it was always fun to do the most minimal kind of movement and to have the maximum destructive effect. I was in 7th grade. I went to an all-girls school, so we had a brothers school, and there was a boy at the brothers school who took a screwdriver and duct taped it to his feet and went to school and was kicking people with his screwdriver foot, and then ended up getting put in juvenile correction facility, and I believe he was my first kiss. I remember that it tasted like metal. We were doing one of those, kind of weird middle school, everyone goes in the basement and turns the lights off, and there's just, limbs and bodies, and you just kind of don't know what's happening kind of thing. And I just remember just tasting metal and teeth, and I remember he put his tongue, he was, licking my teeth or something, and it was strange. I guess my go-to songs would be Only Time by Enya. That's a real disruptive song that people get very confused when that starts happening, because it's a lot of gibberish. And then sometimes, if I'm really in the mood for it, I start doing Garth Brooks, and that really shocks people.
Like Friends of the Sun.
Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up.
Wow.
I know I can pull some really old school Garth Brooks out of my pocket, and people really are always shocked by that. I love Halloween, but I have a very strict policy that I've never worn a sexy Halloween costume, because I believe that you should be scary on Halloween, and you shouldn't be trying, you should really be trying to frighten people, which is what I like. So I usually I basically just do some kind of version of a nautical sea witch. I just usually throw like a fishing net on me, and I have a wig, and I have makeup, and I just like dressing up like a witch, like a sea hag kind of character. I have two skills. I can play the alto saxophone, me and Bill Clinton, and I can fold my tongue in half outside of my mouth.
All right, let's see.
My tongue is slippery right now.
It's very impressive. Okay,
Did it translate on camera? Just know that I'm folding it in half.
Very impressive.
Puerto Ricans are known to have big tongues, so I can do a lot with it.